Let the Wild Rumpus Begin. This is, of course, Spike Jonze's film adaptation of the famed Maurice Sendak children's book, Where the Wild Things Are, where Max is quite a little brat and gets sent to his room without dinner and goes on an incredible adventure filled with fantastical beasts and just an incredibly mirthful but slightly dangerous childlike imagination at work. And of course Spike Jonze is more than up to the task. And it's funny, I've recently listened to an interview that Vincent Gallo gave right around the time of the Brown Bunny, and in it he just skewers so many people. And while I think some of his points have merit, his criticism of Spike Jonze is, I think, misplaced. I think Spike is a pretty terrific director, especially when given a great screenplay to work from. I think his work with Charlie Kaufman in particular is, the sum is greater than their parts, because I would argue that neither Charlie nor Spike has done anything as good individually as they have when they work together. My favorites, of course, are being John Malkovich and adaptation, rather. But this was a Spike Jonze film with Catherine Keener, of course, and it's just a really interesting adaptation of the book, which really doesn't have much to it. I've read it, ad nausea. I remember being read to it, someone reading it to me, rather, when I was a child as well. And it's pretty interesting that they were able to, make a feature film out of it, and I think they did largely succeed. It's really, in some ways, more of an adult take on it. It's certainly filmed with more than a tinge of melancholia. It's a pretty sad film overall, but one that's touching and hauntingly beautiful all the same. I think that they do a great job at capturing the wildness of a child's imagination and the struggles that they go through in dealing with their emotions. And I think Spike did a great job with this movie. It also is, I believe, James Gandolfini voices one of the wild things. And of course, the wild rumpus scene is a classic. So I really enjoyed this movie. I believe it came out, I want to say, in 2009, and I saw it in theaters, and I remember enjoying it, but feeling a little bit sad as I walked out. It wasn't as mirthful as I had anticipated it would be. It was a pretty melancholic film, but again, a beautiful piece of cinema, and one that is absolutely worth a watch. I picked this up used. I wouldn't necessarily go out and spend top dollar on it, but if you can find it used for $5 or $10, I think it's absolutely worth it. And I would just advise it for those of you who thought maybe, or are thinking that this would be a good film to watch with your kid. Buyer beware. I don't know that this is really an appropriate film for anyone under the age of like 8 or 9, because I do think there's some scary stuff in here, and it just might sail over the heads of the young ones. So while you may read that book to a baby, a toddler, a young kiddo, I think the movie is one that should probably be kept at bay until your child is, I don't know, at least 8. So, and again, those are my sensibilities. You may differ with that opinion, and that's fine. So, on that note, I just hope everyone out there is well. Please do take care, stay safe, be kind, and keep watching great cinema.